Hey, what's up? This is Chris from ElectroFame, ready for a new review. So today it's the Star i6, also called the iPhone i6. So this is an Android KitKat smartphone with a quad-core processor on it, and this is actually one imitation of what can possibly be the iPhone i6. So we can just open the box. So this is a basic box, nothing fancy at all. However, inside, so we have the smartphone itself, so we'll get back to it very shortly. Then inside we have a USB charger. Okay, this is a EU plug, but please bear in mind that when you check out, you can choose the US or the UK plug, no problem at all. We have one case, so hard plastic. Okay, will protect very well. And we also have one USB cable, so USB, micro USB, and then we have a pair of earphones inside. So basic earphones. It's control torque and a 3.5mm jack. Okay. And the last item is actually a little booklet. So this is a user manual all in English. So that's it basically for the box. And then let's have a look really at the phone itself now. This is the most interesting. So this is basically the Star i6. So we can see that we can just call it, an imitation of the iPhone 6. As we don't even know how it will be exactly the iPhone i6, but regarding all the leaks on the internet, this looks quite close to it. So let's have a look very close to it. So here we have a 5 megapixels camera, front camera. We have the sensors on it. There's a speaker here. On the bottom we have the home button. Okay. Then on the side we have actually here the volume plus and the volume down. Okay. Then here we have the USB, micro USB, one microphone. On the other side we have the power button, and on the top we have 3.5mm jack. On the back here we have a 13 megapixels camera with autofocus and flashlights, and we will see what kind of modes is possible to have with this camera. And on the bottom here we have the speaker, and here's few references. Okay, so basically this is what you get. So the phone is 158 grams with a battery, and dimensions, if you want to know it, this is actually a 144 millimeters by 71 millimeters and a thickness of 7.9 millimeters. So you can see that the sleek design is quite cool. So the back cover is actually a plastic back cover, but all the edges all around is actually in metal, so it's very tough. And now let's have a look actually inside, just to see what's going on. So this is what we get inside. So we have the speaker in here, and we have two SIM cards and one SD card. So the two SIM cards, one is WCDMA GSM, one is GSM, and the SD card is up to 32 gigabytes. Okay, so this is what you will get. And we see here we also have basically the battery. So this is a 2200 mAh battery. Okay, and here we can see that this is the i6 and a few references. Okay, so basically that's it for the design and for the shape and everything. And so now let's put the battery and let's get started then. So we can just turn it on now. So this phone will be available. So here we have the white version, and the black version is also available on our website at www.electrofame.com. Okay. So this is a fancy start. Alright, so here we go. Let's see what this 5-inch screen has to propose to us. So let's start right away. So this is Android 4.4, okay? So we'll check it later. So here we have the toggles too. So we can have a look right away at the toggles. So we have the percentage of battery, settings, direct access, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, location, aeroplane mode, data connection, data usage, audio profiles if you want to check quickly. The brightness, so here you can see that the brightness is set up to the maximum for this review. And we also have the auto rotation if you want to activate, deactivate, and the cast screen, which is like mirror cast, so you can project the screen of the smartphone on a bigger screen, like a television, for example. So that's it for the quick toggles. So now let's have a look actually at the settings itself. So here we can see that we have the SIM management. If we insert the 2 SIM cards inside, of course you have to insert at least one. The Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage, and more. Here we have access to actually the airplane mode, default SMS app, the tethering, and the VPN, and the mobile networks. Okay. So audio profiles, if you want to enhance here, for example, the earphones, and if you want to change your ringtones at the display, we have the same. So you can choose the wallpaper and the auto rotation. Then the storage, I didn't say anything about it, but this is actually a 4 GB internal memory. So we strongly advise you to insert a SD card, because it's up to 32 GB. Okay. So the battery, I already told you, this is a 2200 mAh battery, which will allow you to use it for at least the full day for sure. Location, because we have the GPS on it. So languages, this is very important. So here we go with all the languages we have inside. So the list is pretty long. Feel free to check yours. Okay. So the back reset, the Google, so you can have your Google account on it, the system, date, time, schedule, power on, off, accessibility, printing, developer options for the people who wants to have access to more settings. So this is as usual on Android. We will not stay late on it. And about the phone here, you can see that it's the i6 quad core, and this is a KitKat version, so Android 4.4.2. So we can see this is a real Android 4.4. So let's go back. So basically here you can see that we don't have any back and settings buttons on the side, so you all just had to use the home button here. So if you press on it, you will have the applications. You just long press on it, okay? And if you are, for example, inside of something, so we can go right away in settings and then in display here, for example. And if you want to go back right away to the menu, you just have to double click on it, and you come back right away to the home page. So that was just for the settings and the toggles inside. And now let's have a look at the specifications. So we have installed Antutu on it, so we already did the test for you, and here you can see that we got a score of 17,421. So why such a score, which is an average score for a smartphone nowadays? So here we have, you see Android 4.4.2 as we told you before, the MTK MT6582 quad-core processor clocked at 1.3 GHz, the Mali 400 MP, which is not the last one. We have a resolution of 960 by 540 only. So then we have the 13 megapixels back camera. It's not rooted, but we will check it later. So we have 1 GB of RAM and 4 GB of RAM. So quad-core processor, 1.3 GHz, 240 dpi for the density. So 2 cameras, 5 and 13 megapixels, and here you can see the resolutions allowed by those 2 cameras. We don't have NFC on it, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and some sensors. So the only sensors we got here apparently are the acceleration sensor, the light sensor, and the proximity sensor. So this is what you will get with here, the sensor, okay? So let's go back now and let's actually check the roots. So we just agree and we verify. Sorry, this device doesn't have. So basically, if you want to change the Android version on it, you will first have to root this phone. So please bear that in mind. Then what I want to show you is actually the multi-touch tester. So for that, we just drop all fingers on it. So this is a 2-touch capacitive screen. So this is an IPS screen. So that was for the multi-touch, the root access. We saw the specifications on it. What else do we have to see? We can actually have a look at the GPS. So for that, we can, for example, launch Google Maps. So here we see that it's working basically. So it detects the position in here. So it's all working well, and I'm inside of the house, so there is no problem at all. It's fast detection and it's working properly. So that was just for all the little tests we can make on it. So now we here actually on the application, so we can just see what's going on inside. So we have the browser, calculator, calendar, camera, clock. We also have downloads, email, file manager, the flashlight, so we can even try it. So we see that this is working properly. So we go back and we have the FM radio on it, the gallery, Gmail, Google account, and we also have the messaging, music, navigations, the Play Store, so you can download all your applications without any trouble at all. The settings, voice search, SIM toolkit, sound recorder, the videos, all the basic applications you usually get on Android. Okay, so that's it. So now what we can have a look is actually at the video on it in order to see what's going on. So for that we can also try at the same time the OTG. So this is like an OTG stick. So you can just put it inside and we see what's going on. So here we see it's recognizing. So we can have a look right away at the file manager. And here we see that this is a 32 gigabytes SD, so we can see it's recognizing, no problem. So we can go to the videos, and here we have, for example, this one. So let's turn up the sound to the maximum and see what's going on. So though the screen has only a resolution of 960 by 540 and it's only IPS, it's pretty great to watch videos on it. You won't be disappointed for sure. You can easily watch movies. It's very nice. Regarding the sound, it's quite powerful, and we can feel we have a great balance between the trebles and the bass. It's pretty nice. So auto rotation is working. So we see the colors are actually pretty nice and very bright. There is no problem. So watching movies on the smartphone won't be a problem at all. So that was just to show you the OTG, the sound and the video. So now let's have a look actually at the camera itself, because we have a few stuff to show about it. So we can just take a picture, for example, of this little device here, for example. And so we launch the camera. So let's take a picture of it. So that's it. So let's have a look at what is going on for this. So if we zoom on it, we see the details are actually pretty good. So we have here a 13 megapixels camera. That's what I want to say. And we can see this is a pretty good camera. The details are actually pretty nice. So what is special about this camera? So we have actually a flashlight and autofocus on the back, and we also have the possibility of making a panorama, live photo mode, voice capture, face beauty, smile shot, SDR, and full screen recording. Okay, so that was just to talk about the camera. Also, now what we can have a look at is the graphic performances, the gaming performances. So for that, we've been downloading Asphalt 8, which is a game available on the Play Store for free, a racing game, which is usually a very good game for graphics. So let's see what's going on with this smartphone. So just to remind you, we have here actually the MT6582 quad-core processor clock with 1.3 GHz and the Mali 400MP, which is not the latest graphic processor, but let's see how it goes on it. So here we go. So the sensors are reacting, very responsive, no problem at all. And we see that this is pretty smooth, no problem to play. So you will have really no problem to play actually a lot of different games with that. It's very nice and no problem at all to play, okay? So you will pretty much enjoy everything on it. Alright, so that was just to show you. So no problem at all to play one of the latest games available on the Play Store. So the gaming performances are okay on this smartphone. So basically that's it for the Star i6, also called the iPhone i6. And so this is one of the imitation of the possible iPhone 6, i6, okay? So just to remind you, so you have also a case on it in order to protect your smartphone, which is fitting perfectly. So just for a reminder, so we have here actually Android 4.4.2, so Android KitKat on it, quad-core processor 6592 clock, the 1.3 GHz, the Mali 400MP, which is allowing you to play a lot of different games, 1 GB of RAM and 4 GB of ROM, so we advise you to actually insert a SD card up to 32 GB on it, 5 inches IPS screen, resolution of 960 by 540, OTG, no problem on it, 2 cameras, 5 megapixels on the front and 30 megapixels on the back, battery of 2200 mAh. So this is what you will get with the Star i6. So if you want to have actually one of the first imitation of the new coming iPhone i6, just feel free to visit our website at www.electrofame.com, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below this video and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And until then, I hope you enjoy it, and see you later for the next one then. Bye bye!